But yeah, man, it's like mainstream media, it says a lot and it dictates a lot to the way we view ourselves, like as a black race, right? And so like we're more than athletes, right?
We're more than
dancers, right? We're more than
entertainers.
We're more than entertainers, right? Yes. And at the end of the day, like all those people, unless they work for themselves, they're not their own boss. You know what I mean? And so like here's an opportunity where you can be your own boss. Here's an opportunity where you can pass off the baton. You know what I'm saying? And so
let's keep it real.
What's up?
Not only just more than an athlete, more than entertainment, but let's not only just dig deeper into that and dig further back to that. We're more than just plowing. We're more than just picking. We're more than just serving.
Yeah.
We're more than just cleaning the house up.
Yeah, that's real.
You know what I'm saying? We're more than just a slave, for real.
We're more than this, stay in the box type of thinking that we limit ourselves to.
We're more than a comedian, brother. And comedian, to be honest, the comic world, man, the comedic world, I should say, is really to be honest, man, it's our therapy.
Yeah, it's a release, bro.
It's our therapy to, as Kojo always said, laugh to keep from crying, right? It's our therapy.
Yeah,
for real. We needed Chappelle.
That's very real.
And the Richard Pryors and the Eddie Murphys, bro, and the Kevin Harts, bro. We need that. That's our relief.
Yeah.
Right. Ooh, that's good. So, you want to impact athletes to take more options than just putting all their eggs in one bag of the sport.
Absolutely,
right?
Absolutely. Yep.
That's big.
Exposure is key, man, and we only know what we've been exposed to. So you talk about young black males down in South Florida, for example, right? Majority of them, probably all they know is going outside, playing football, right? Chasing rabbits to get their hand and feet coordination good, right? And whether it's like, Chicago, for example, young black males, basketball camps in the summertime. But where's the economic classes? You know what I mean? Like, here is a black business school to teach you how to promote your own business. Here's a class on how to start investing. Here's a class on 1099s that you were saying. Here's a class on having your own LLC. And so that's essentially like what more we need of as a whole, not only just here but across the nation, bro.
Across the nation. Wow, that's. I mean, once again, man, I might hop in. Maybe, I don't know, man. 8 years, man. I'm coming up on 39, bro. So really,
hop on in, bro.
47.
Bro.
You may think. I don't know.
It's all related, bro.
I know. All of it is the training, the counseling, the mentoring. It's all.
Yeah, man.
Man, that's huge, bro.
One body, bro.
That's big. Got me thinking, man. I'm staring in space right now, man. All right, so we're gonna do one more set in. Let's do. We're gonna do. I want you to do swings with that one.
Okay.
You know what those swings are.
Yeah.
And 3, 2. And 1.
Slight work.
Hey.
Slight work.
Yeah, I had to knock the ball back on that one.
That's it.
All right. So, okay. So, in the medical field, thus far where you're at and stuff like that, are there any studies in the medical material that aims at equity or equitable care for black women? Right now. I'll play the emphasis on black women. You probably know why.
Okay.
But, there's articles and different studies that show that from the medical field, from a medical standpoint, the treatment that a black woman gets is way different than another woman. Because of the stereotypical perspectives.
Yeah.
For example, now I haven't just studied this for myself. This stuff I've heard from different women, even including my wife. Like what? And my homeboy too. So, for example, if they're pregnant, and they're going through birth, whatever. Oh, they don't need epidural. You know, he's strong. They can do it. You know what I'm saying? Because it's a perspective of like, oh, that they're aggressive, or that they're strong, or that they're, you know, this type of thing. And you're mistreating, in a sense, doing a disservice to a sense, because you think that they're strong with that. They might just, you're not taking them to, you know. There's that, and because of that, I've heard that it's the lifespan of a black woman is so much shorter than a non-black woman.
Affluent, yeah, bro. There's
So how true is that true? First of all, is that true? Is there any truth in that?
There's literature out there that states. So I know, like the CDC, for example, they came out with a report in 2019 that says that black women, American Indian women, and I believe Alaskan Native women are two to three more times likely to have what they call pregnancy related morbidity rates, and so whether it's dying from pregnancy in the hospital, whether it's having more issues, comorbidity issues, whether it's like having more blood clots, pulmonary embolism, just different associated health outcomes. And so like the literature does support that when it comes to underrepresented populations, that they tend to have a lower age rate, right? Even here in this city, you know, the life expectancy of North Tulsa and South Tulsa, there's a drastic difference between that. And so like, and that's not only here, that's all across the world, right?
So the difference, the breakdown, or the difference maker is the affluent and those who not as affluent.
Absolutely. So yeah, that's the huge difference, and it stems from it's a systemic effect, right? So like
so that's a systemic of it, right?
Yeah, absolutely, bro, absolutely. And so, you know, you talk about, like, you can break it down. For example, you talk about women, or black women specifically, in medicine. You know, like there's black people, we make up about 13% of the United States, but in medicine, as far as black women goes for physicians, you know, it's probably about less than, I want to say, like 2 to 4% of black women. And so
you ever seen All American? Have you watched All American?
Yeah.
You watched all of it?
Not all of it,
but I binged that one. I binge watched that. Okay, and I was done with that thing in like a week. I was just sitting. I'm talking about. I just couldn't help it, bro. Like, you know, wifey and baby be asleep, go to bed. I'm just like,
I'm here,
bro. I'm waking up. Look, my sessions are at 6. I'm waking up. I'm getting up at like 5:15. Like,
getting on the episode real quick.
Let's see real quick, man.
Had you hooked?
No, it had me hooked, and I don't even do Netflix like that.
Yeah.
Like, you know, some movies sometimes, but like I didn't even know what binge watching was, and then I got that. So, this is what it is. No, it had me, bro. From the sports aspect, from the coach aspect, from the cultural tendencies and differences aspect, that thing had me, bro. I was like, man. There was one episode, you know Spencer, right?
Yep.
How far did you get?
Probably like maybe halfway through the first season.
See, because my wife don't like when I be spoiling, so I don't want to spoil it for her.
I'm probably not gonna finish watching it.
All right. Okay. So don't judge me. So there's an episode where he's in the hospital. He got hurt through altercation. I ain't gonna give you all the details. He got the altercation. He got hurt, and there's a black female physician surrounding him. He come in, got like a gunshot wound situation.
Got you.
Rushed in, boom, boom, boom. There. This whole moment, and. Just like, oh no, just give him this, right? Yeah. And she was like, no, we're gonna give him this. This is what we do. You're not gonna do. And she had to literally like force her hand to the point of like almost crossing lines just to get this certain thing done. And that's what literally saved his life. And he knew it because he could hear it.
Wow.
And he thanked her.
Wow.
But it took a black woman who saved this black boy.
Yeah, man.
Very interesting.
So it's you bring up an interesting point. So like, as physicians, we all take an oath, essentially, like to do no harm, right? And so when we talk about the disparities between underrepresented populations, underrepresented races in healthcare, like a lot of that stuff stems from implicit bias, right? And so whether it's, you know, someone coming from the fluid community, now they're doing a residency rotation in the underrepresented neighborhood, and now you get someone you may have never even seen, you know, someone with black or brown skin before. You maybe never even communicated with someone of black and brown skin before, and now you're put in a position to where you have to treat them. And so there's so much, you know, psychological issues that you can unlayer from that, and it does a disservice to healthcare, right? You know, just think of what would have happened to him if that position wasn't there, right? If she wasn't there. And so
think about how many lives had to
happen to before that scenario. That's very real, man. And like you go on the flip side of that, and
so it ain't just like, you know, police brutality. It ain't just police brutality.
It's not just a Terrence Crutcher, right? It's not just
the blue lives killing black lives.
It's the white coats too, bro.
The white coats.
It's the white coats too, man. Like systemic racism, like that's why they call it systemic, because it affects everything. And so, like, again, we go back to the age disparity within life expectancy between North and South Tulsa. Okay, you have to think like, okay, why does that happen? That happens, one, because North Tulsa is known for having a tremendously amount of lack of resources, right? And so when you have these lack of resources, you're not going to want to travel to the other part of town where no one looks like you and get treated like crap, right? And so it's in my mind, it's like, oh, no wonder, right? Like it's that simple, right?
But isn't that the mission though? I mean, you think about, I don't know, you think about the setup of the world, right? Even if you want to date back to when God formed this whole thing, right? And really, at that time, he formed the universe. Bro. Yeah. It's not just, you know, we think the earth is like
we think small.
Come on, bro. This thing is, you know. But, and, you know, you think about the creation of the world, the framework of the world. You think about the goal is to pull those up who don't have, right? I think that's the deeply rooted desire of humanity within every person.
Yeah.
And
it's just been jaded, right?
Jaded or been focused on put the focus on something else, and that thing is kind of, but it's still there. It just has to be activated and pulled up.
Yeah.
But like, you know, I think that's truly the desire of humanity deeply inside too. And I think with what's going on in the streets, not saying the streets, but in society, with the racial differences, and even in churches, even the differences. I've had different conversations, whether it's in person, whether it's on Facebook, come on somebody, comment.
He said, come on somebody.
No, for real, comment and stuff like that. You're trying to get, it's not, one of the biggest deceptions too, and misconception and deception in the lives too, is that if someone has enough money, everything is fine, and that's not the case. And one of the biggest things to get you, I've learned, in my opinion, that one thing that can get you from the issue or from what's really going on is an overload of benefits. You know,
elaborate. Give me an example.
You know, I got 401k. I'm cool, right? Everything's cool. I don't have to, you know, those people, they know they can do the 401k too. I made it. You can make it. No. And I'm saying those people. Yeah. I'm one of those people. I feel you. And I look like them, but I can easily be like, because of my situation, like, oh, I made it. They can make it because I've been told you made it. They can make it, right? Yeah. And it's because of the overload of the benefits. And I use 401k as an example, but it's the 401ks of life. Whether it's playing the league, right? Whether it's, you know, like NFL, you talk about, you know, NFL, you know, you're making 6K, you know, you're flying the best planes, you're eating.
You don't turn back at all.
No, bro, like, we good. We taking care of you, right? And it's just, it's still those same vibes and spirits of from the slavery times.
Yeah.
It's still that same perspective. Not saying people are that, but
we call those bootlegs. Right?
Yeah, bootlegs, right? Exactly, bootlegs. So that's what I mean by that. If I overload you with benefits, you're gonna
you'll turn the other eye. Right?
Well, yeah, because you can't relate because I have all of this right here.
Yeah.
And that doesn't solve it. What solves it is that we talk and we get down to this thing, and you have to be held accountable, like in marriage. We got to become bare. You know, let us know what stereotypes you have. Let us let you know what stereotypes we have, and let's put this thing out there.
Yeah.
That in that moment is when we become one nation, right? Under God, who said, "Become bare before all things." We become this one nation under God. Under meaning reflecting.
Oh yeah, yeah.
What's here reflects this. My feet ain't going nowhere without. You know what I'm saying? So like we one nation, but we just the body's dislocated, right? And so we become one body. We become one church. We become one being. We become this humanity that the anthem and the Star Spangled Banner speaks of and sings of. We become that, and not just singing it, right? Now, you know, that's just that's a little Coach TD tour. I just had to do it, man, because you know I just it does. It's not enough to have the money.
Yeah,
it's not enough to have that. There needs to be a heart that says
heart posture, bro. It's all about the heart, bro.
Heart posture, man. So if that's the case, then how do you think, are y'all going about, is there anything that they're doing now that's like dismissing this unjust act? Or, I mean, obviously you can't change people's hearts.
Yeah. I think what the answer is, like the long-term solution is, like you need, in my opinion, you need more black everything, right? So we need more black medical schools. We need more black undergraduate schools. Why? Because not every black person can go to a HBCU. Not every black person can go to a predominantly black medical college. And so you need more black hospitals. You need more black banks. You need more black everything, right? Because when we have our own, we're able to have the power. We know that America is made off of bullying people, right? Using them for their work for low means. It's used off of power and economic success, and so we have to play the game that's been played to us, right? And so we
have to play the game.
that's all life is playing the game. Like you play what Daniel Green or the coach for the Arizona Cardinals, like you play to win the game, right? And so that's like the long-term answer. Until then, all this other stuff, I feel as if it's a means to an end, in my opinion. I mean, like I would love to be able to have a black-owned Quick Trip or a black-owned Chick-fil-A that money is still circulating throughout the community, right? Because right now, what do they say? Like the black dollar leaves the community within like less than 30 or 60 minutes. And so, you know, we're a $1 to $2 trillion people, but we have, you know,
little to show for that.
We have like less than 2% of wealth in this country, and so like
biggest consumer though,
the biggest consumers, bro, and like that's who mainstream media markets to. They market to us because they know that, right? And so like, you know, you talk about like real systematic change, like it starts with a strong economic base, and until we have that, like, you know, like I don't mean to show a disservice to all the people who have gotten killed and all the families affected by police brutality. But until we have a strong economic base, these police brutalities are going to continue happening because they know the game already. They know our plan, right? They know that, you know, we're going to come out, you're going to ruffle some feathers a little bit. We're going to come out and protest. We're going to come out, but it's going to fizzle out, right? And so like,
he's saying something I've been thinking.
This is like what the Marcus Garveys and what the Malcolm X were talking about, bro. And they've even mentioned that the James Baldwin, like this is what all these people that came before us, they've given us the vision. The Dr. Claude Andersons, like they've given us what the answer is, bro.
Yes.
And we just got to take heed to that. And until we do, like we're gonna continue to do these things. Like the Bible talks about us being the true Hebrew Israelites, and so like. We are living out what we read in the Bible.
I'm going. We're going to discuss them after this. I'm going to give you a perspective that I've been thinking. And I can't. Yeah, we're going to talk about that because I feel like some people. I'm not going to say names, but there are some people out there who are saying certain things about the community, or the black community, who is a part of the black community, but and is right in what's being said, but not right in terms of where it's being shared and how it's being shared. So I'm gonna go in house, and I'm gonna share something afterwards, but we off camera because that's not everything. You know what I'm saying? We need to be able to go within. Like everything in the locker room. You don't know everything's going in the locker room. You don't know everything's going in the locker room. We ain't know all that. I don't care. You don't know. You ain't. No. Ain't no New England Patriots. Ain't Spygate, brother.
Ain't no Spygate. Not on duty.
I love Tom Brady though. You're a winner though, bro.